Teachers, what's the craziest thing a parent has demanded from you? A father once tried to bribe me with a brand new tablet because his daughter got a 98% instead of 100%. When I politely pushed it back across my desk, he smiled and said, "It's not a gift. Think of it as motivation." I had only been teaching 4th grade for 4 months, and I honestly thought he was joking. He wasn't. My daughter has never gotten less than an A, he continued loudly enough for the entire class to hear. "If she does in your class, it'll be because you failed, not her." 26 students stopped working. Emily slowly lowered her head, refusing to look at anyone. I opened my gradebook. Emily hadn't failed a single assignment. In fact, her lowest grade all year was a 98%. "So what's the problem?" I asked. "She missed 2 points," he replied. "That should never happen." I calmly returned the shopping bag. "I'm sorry, but I don't change grades and I don't accept gifts." His face hardened. "You'll regret making this difficult." Before I could answer, a small voice came from the front row. "Miss." One of Emily's classmates hesitated before speaking. "Yesterday she cried because she erased one math problem 6 times." The room went completely silent. Emily wiped away a tear. "My dad says mistakes become habits," she whispered. Her father immediately interrupted. "She's being dramatic." I didn't argue. Instead, I asked the class to head to recess. A few minutes later, I walked back into the room to grab my coffee. Emily was still there. She was quietly ripping up yesterday's spelling test. "Emily," I said gently, "you got every single word right." She nodded without looking up. My handwriting leaned a little on one line. She whispered, "Dad said perfect means perfect." That's when I realized this wasn't about grades. It was about fear. The next morning, I met with our school counselor and principal. The counselor asked Emily one simple question. "What happens if you ever bring home a B?" Emily opened her mouth and burst into tears. She couldn't answer. She didn't have to. Her silence answered the question for all of us. Together, we created a support plan focused on reducing her anxiety and helping her enjoy learning again. Her father threatened complaints, lawyers, and even the school board. But our decision didn't change. Over the next few months, something incredible happened. Emily stopped apologizing every time she made a mistake. She started raising her hand. She laughed with her classmates. One day, she even answered a difficult question incorrectly, then laughed and said, "I'll get the next one." The entire class smiled. On the last day of school, Emily handed me a folded note before walking out. It read, "Thank you for teaching me that mistakes don't make me a failure." A moment later, her father appeared at the classroom door. For the first time all year, he wasn't angry. He quietly looked around the room before saying, "Emily actually likes coming to school now." There was a long pause. Then he added, "I think I forgot what being a kid was supposed to feel like." He thanked me, took Emily's hand, and they left together.